What we do is we just put a trend line right there. What we can clearly see, pivot low right through here, and then it went right through that top. To me, this is a bear flag on Bitcoin. Bear flag on Bitcoin, starting to inch lower. Now notice how bank stocks are up today and Bitcoin is down a little bit. That makes sense. Remember what happened when banks were collapsing. Banks collapsing, Bitcoin went up. So you're seeing the same pattern take place here where they trade inverse. All right, now again, the bear flag to me has me positioning for a target of around 24,800 to 24,000 as a first target range.
In a recent broadcast, trader Gareth Soloway shared his updated price predictions for Bitcoin and Ether, the two top cryptocurrencies. Both coins have been experiencing a period of consolidation, with Bitcoin seeing a decline over the past month after dropping from its $30,000 level on April 19th. Bitcoin has been trading between $26,000 and the upper $29,000 range, as indicated by the weekly and daily charts. While it started the week with some gains, reaching $27,622, it couldn't maintain this level and fell back below $27,000 by Wednesday. However, it managed to climb back above $27,000 on Thursday, trading at $27,411 at the time of the broadcast. Ethereum, the leading altcoin, also saw a slight increase, trading at $1,827, representing a 1.32% gain. It has been recovering from the losses it experienced over the weekend when it dropped to $1,744. During his weekly game plan broadcast, Soloway discussed his short and long-term predictions for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. He emphasized that these crypto assets are approaching critical levels that will determine whether a bounce is likely or not. Additionally, he discussed the newly developed inverse relationship between bank stocks and the crypto market, noting that shares of U.S. regional banks rose on Wednesday, indicating growing investor confidence. The announcement from Western Alliance Bancorp, which reported over $2 billion in deposits in the preceding 3 months, contributed to a 10% gain in its shares. Similarly, other regional banks such as PacWest Bancorp, Comerica Incorporated, and Zions Bancorp experienced gains ranging from 12% to 22%. The KB Government Regional Banking Index also surged by 7.3% to reach its highest price since May 1st. Soloway highlighted that the banking industry's surge could have a negative impact on crypto prices in the coming weeks. If this occurs, he expects Bitcoin and Ethereum to drop to certain levels. To get a more comprehensive outlook and understand the critical levels at which his sentiments would change, Soloway recommends watching the complete video.
Take a look at gold. I want to look at crypto as well. I have a bunch of crypto trades levels that I'm actually looking to buy at. So again, contrary to popular belief, I am not an all-time bear. Bottom line is, I'm a trader. So when the charts tell me to be bearish, I'm bearish. When the charts tell me to be bullish, I'm bullish. And ultimately, there are some levels I'm watching on crypto that are actually getting intriguing. Yes, I have a short signal out on Bitcoin. We're in the money on that. Same thing on Ethereum, in the money on that. But there will be levels I cover, and then I flip it to the long side, and then I'll flip it to the short side again. Again, like I said at the beginning, I can make 100 times more money than a buy and hold investor. Here's your Bitcoin chart, all right? Now, I'm going to move this trend line. I want to show you the trend line I'm following here. This is the one I've been talking about now quite a bit. What we do is we just put a trend line right there. What we can clearly see, pivot low right through here, and then it went right through that top. To me, this is a bear flag on Bitcoin. So I'm still in the camp that this is going lower. I was the only one, or one of the only ones out there. Maybe there was one more person in the universe saying 30,500 would be the resistance and the pullback. That was obviously dead on, folks. Again, you have to be blind not to see that was a dead on call there. Now I'm saying that, again, we are still going to head lower, but the next stopping point is right in the 24 to 25,000 range. Now, like I said, there are levels where I would start to go long. For me, where am I looking to potentially go long? Very simply put, if we bring a trend line right up here, you're looking at around 23,000. 23,000 would be an opportunity for me on the long side. And again, that's where I would start. So yeah, first target's 24 to 25, but ultimately, if we flush enough, I'm going to look to go long for a bounce. Now again, please understand, I'm not a long-term investor yet in Bitcoin. Yeah, I have a tiny hodl position that I bought back in the 17,000 range. We talked about that when it happened. But again, that's only a tiny position. It wasn't what I intended to accumulate. Based on the charts, this is still a bear market rally. Now, again, I know your heartstrings, your gut, everything might tell you otherwise because you go on Twitter and you go in social media and you're so influenced by the influencers out there that you just can't hold your horses and you think it's a new bull market. Charts to me are everything. You guys can do that if you want. I'm fine with that. I look at the charts because I've made more money following the charts than really anyone in this day and age, right? I mean, I'm a chart guy. You guys know that. I'm neither emotional, I'm neither bullish nor bearish. It's just a matter of the levels. And that's helped me make a lot of money, helped my followers at In the Money Stocks make a lot of money, and at verifiedinvesting.com. All right, so again, we know the levels on this. Take a look at Ethereum here. I'm just going to go over a couple crypto charts here. Crypto, look at this. Look at the parallels. I'm a huge fan of parallels. Start drawing your parallels, guys. Check this out. Here you have a bear flag starting to form, beginning to downtick on Ethereum. Where's your next parallel? Down here around 1600 or just below. To me, that's where it's likely headed. All right, so again, bear flag is bearish. Again, I'm not making this up. Go in any textbook. Look at these stuff. Bear flag is bearish. That's why it has the name. Target for me, you're going to look at around the 1600 level. There'll be some support around 17 or so, but we kind of already kissed it at this low. So you're now looking at that 16, 1580 level. Take a look at Matic. Where am I looking to buy Matic? All right, so Matic is interesting to me if it gets down to this level. Huge support down here on Matic, guys, around 75, 74 cents. Could it go lower? Yeah, I mean, if Bitcoin really starts to collapse, it could go a lot lower. But ultimately, that's your first entry. Remember how I trade, and I'll leave you guys with this. All right, I don't trade where I go all in at any one spot. The reason I don't do that, even if I really love the level, is because I've loved levels before and they've failed. And so I'm a defensive trader. When you become a defensive trader, you will make 100 times more the money that you made before. I know it sounds weird. Oh, wait, I'm buying less, but I'm going to make more money. You will. The reason you will is because when you're wrong at the first level, it allows you to trade around the position. All right, and that means adding a little bit here. Now it goes back to your break even. You can sell a little bit there. Then you bring it, then it comes back in. You add a little bit more. Ultimately, you're working your average. Think about kneading bread or clay or anything like that. You're working it to your favor. And that is the key. So the more defensive you are, the more you kind of question your level, even if it's a great level, the better you're going to be in the long run as an investor and trader.
During the broadcast, Soloway shared his outlook on gold and silver, two popular precious metals worldwide. Over the past year, Soloway has consistently held a bearish stance on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. However, he has had more positive predictions for gold, which he believes will be one of the best performing assets in 2023. Soloway stated that gold, currently trading at $1,965, its lowest price since April 19th, may experience further price drops before undergoing a significant surge that he expects to happen before the end of the year. He also discussed his outlook for gold, silver, and gold stocks, providing insights on these assets during the broadcast.
Gold. I've been saying for this, I talked about this in last week's game plan. Gold is going to come back to this level right here. You're looking around 1925. All right, it kind of double topped. We hit the all-time high level on gold. Then it's rolled over yesterday. My guess is you have a little bit of support around 1970 right down here, right? So again, if we zoom in a little bit, I want to show you this. See all these lows right here? That's going to be support. So again, that'll be a little bit of support. I would call that a minor level of support. And then ultimately, you're looking for a move lower into this level. Once we get to about 1925-ish, give or take, that's where I start accumulating a long position on gold, probably buying some minors as well. If we look at the GDX, take a look at this chart. So this chart's starting to break lower here below this little pivot. You still have a lot of support right over here. For me, I'm going to show you what I'm looking at right here. Where do I go for a potential buying opportunity? Take these lows right here, extend this line right out below that pivot. So again, pivot to pivot. So pivot low to pivot low to pivot low. My buy level on the GDX becomes around $29.60, $29.60. In general, what we want to do is we want to find a confluence of levels. So again, one trend line is great. You probably get a 70% probability that you'll bounce off that trend line. I like greater than 70% personally. I want to win 80% of the time. How do I do 80%? Find 2 or 3 factors, 2 or 3 levels. Check this out. Connect that high right down here and look at what you get. 2 levels coming together around this 2960 area, 2970, we'll call it, whatever it may be. That, to me, now all of a sudden boosts the probabilities. If price on GDX comes into that level, the probabilities are now 80% or greater that it bounces. Notice it's not 100%, right? There's so many investors out there, and usually the newbies that think like, you invest in here, it's 100% going to win. That doesn't happen. Anyone who tells you they don't have losses is BSing you. I have losses. Everyone does. It's about how often do you win. Out of every 100 times, are you winning 70 times, 80 times, 90 times? That's the question, right? You need to be better than 50%. That's about the bottom line. But ultimately, if you're going to be in the 60% range, you've got to manage your losses really, really carefully. Otherwise, you're still going to be a losing trader. All right, so I still manage my losses relatively well, but I can give them more leeway because my win rate is 80% or greater. Let's go to silver real quick. I had called for a pullback to this trend line on silver at around $23 and $23.90, $23.80. We're right into that level right there. And again, that's a classic trend line. I still actually think we could go lower on silver. If gold's going to sell off more, then likely silver probably has some downside. I don't know if silver can get this low to 21.16, 21.20 we'll call it, but that would be a very, very big level for me. A couple other levels that I'll be watching on the silver chart here. Let me go back into my trend lines here and draw that out. But if we just put a line right across here, this is another one, right? So you can see this pivot here, and then there's a little bit of the area there and there. That to me would also be a level. So I had called for a pullback to 24, 23.90. We've gotten there. I'm still not that interested in buying yet, mainly because gold hasn't come down enough. If gold gets down a little bit faster, then maybe I would step into silver. But the way I figure it is if gold is selling off, let's say another 3 or 4%, silver probably does 5 or 6%, which gets us probably down to this level, around $22.50 or 40 cents. Once we get there, I'm going to start nibbling on silver, right? I'm a long-term bull on silver. I'm a super long-term and mid-term bull on gold. Eventually, gold breaks the all-time highs, and probably by year-end, I still have a $2,300.
Currently, the USD index stands at 103.37, reaching a one-month high. This could potentially result in increased downside volatility for Bitcoin, especially if the index continues to rise. However, this situation will only persist as long as the banking crisis remains under control. In the event of further multi-billion-dollar collapses, it could actually have a bullish effect on Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency industry as a whole. There is also a chance that the United States might default on its obligations if the debt ceiling is not raised. Such a scenario would undoubtedly erode investor confidence in the US dollar and Treasury bills. What are your thoughts on Gareth Soloway's game plan broadcast and his outlook for Bitcoin, Ethereum, gold, and silver? Please share your comments and observations in the section below. For more daily dose crypto news, check out these 2 awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.